What's a secret you can only share with online strangers? If you ever need help, then please know that there are many qualified people who would like to help you. Link. IASP. info/resources/link. Befrienders. org/link. Suicide Prevention Lifeline. org/jethelp/lifelinachat. Link. Samaritans. org/how we can help you. UK link. Lifeline. org. AU/gethelp/AU. There are crisis services worldwide that are trained to provide support. They are designed to give temporary relief from feelings that are overwhelming you, and while they are unlikely to fix any underlying problems, can help you get through a tough hour/night/week. Chat services are usually available on these sites. In the US, calling 211 or going to their website is a free referral source. They have providers who will see you regardless of your ability to pay. Just as you would see a doctor when you are sick, you deserve to take care of your mental health. Sometimes when my medical issues are acting up, I can't even remember my husband's name. I know who he is, but it's like the data is corrupted and my brain is returning unknown error instead of name. I get transient aphasia with my migraines. It's an awful feeling, and I'm sorry you have to deal with it. IDK what that is, but I forget names and things when I have migraines as well. It scares me, and I often think I'll get dementia when I'm older, even though I have no clue if it's related, but it's scary not being all there. Not much of a secret, but my dad lied about having a family to my mom. My dad is still in the picture, but we are like the secondary family. It took 25 years for me to finally meet one of my brothers from my dad's side. He seems to be the only one who half-heartedly wanted to meet me. The rest don't seem to care too much about my existence. OMG, this happened with my best friends growing up, and I only actually found out very recently. My best friend and I are nearly 40, and her sister is about 43. It turns out, their father was always an incredibly righteous and judgmental person, but he secretly had a whole other family, right here in our tiny little town, with 2 daughters of similar ages to my friends, and grandchildren, and he just came home one day and dropped that bomb on everyone casually and then went out to snooker club. That's all I know. I'm shocked. It's obviously hurtful in many ways. His wife is a lovely woman. She accepted it. They all did. And that's for the best. I'm still floored. Never told my parents I had stage 1 cancer. Both were barely sober and would have jumped off the wagon head first. Brightside Doc got it all edit. Thank you for the awards and thank you all. Close bracket. About 10 years ago, I stole my bully's phone and threw it off a building. He still doesn't know what happened to his phone. This reminds me of when I was 12 and I hid a kid's bike helmet so he couldn't bike home from school, since the school's policy was that all kids were to wear a helmet if they were to ride to and from school. I ended up fessing up to it though sadly and gave him his helmet back after a week. When I was with my host family, it was honestly the only year of my life I felt like a part of a family. I miss them so much. That's really touching. Sometimes we think our family lives are normal until we experience another way. Anyhow, I'm sure they miss you too. I obsess about being able to start life over in another time, to the point where I feel this life is not worth bothering about. I always thought the coolest thing in USA is that one day you can get up and decide I'm going to move to this state and you don't even have to tell anybody if you don't want to. Well, except if you're a parent or are in debt. I have friends that have paid me to record them having sex. You guys get paid? You guys get sex? There is a video of me being interviewed by Tulsa Channel 9 News where I'm drunk wearing a beer-soaked crop top tank top Oxford shirt being asked about my opinion on beer being sold in Boone Pickens Stadium. Not my finest moment. Late response, I honestly have no idea where / if there is a link of this incident. They might have saved the footage / stored it somewhere, and IDK where to find it. Also, it was Tulsa News 9 not Channel 9 News. Another late response, apparently. I can't remember the news station, but I remember a prominent white 9 on a red square background on the mic. Honestly cold bean KTUL8, but I was ducking plastered that day. I Tulsa gang. I kind of dislike my best friend. We've known each other a long time, and we're both in unfortunate circumstances. But him trying to change mine. He isn't trying to change his. He just rages about how unfair his life is. I've offered all the help I can, but he never takes me up on it, and being his shoulder to cry on can be exhausting. He can be a very negative person, and so can I, but him trying to be less so. But it's easy to slip back into negativity when I'm around him. It's all very frustrating sometimes. Edit. Thank you so much for the award. A big hug back to everyone who has given me advice and or been in a similar situation. It's okay to break up with a friend. We don't have language or processes for it, like we do for romantic relationships. But we should. I can attest to this. I always remind myself of the quote, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." I find this to be true most of the time. I'm inadvertently ruining my marriage because I'm terrified I'm going to ruin it. You should definitely bring this up with your partner and talk about therapy for you. I had a tendency to do this too. You are more than deserving of a good marriage and a happy life. Are you my husband? I feel relieved whenever I get sick. I have major depression and anxiety problems, and being physically ill is just something people understand better. I don't know how to explain it. Edit. Holy shit. I didn't honestly think this many people could relate. It's comforting I'm not alone, but also makes me feel sad. Check on your friends. Friends. We aren't doing okay. It's like the physical illness justifies the ducked feelings. You have a reason to feel bad, to stay in bed, to need people around. It gives you also something else to worry about. Something present and real. I have never heard it explained this way, but wow, that hit me. It's so relieving to see that someone else has this experience. Just how ducking lonely I am. Of course no one wants to hear it. They blow smoke up your ass or repeat catchy phrases. I have no friends or anyone I talk to outside of coworkers. I had a bad breakup last year and pretty much no luck since. Edit. Thanks for all the awards and kind words. It helps a little. Was not expecting like 4k enough votes. But I guess that goes to show I'm not alone in my loneliness. Same. Loneliness is brutal and dangerous. I feel like I shouldn't exist. I don't really want to exist. Edit. Damn, thanks for all the likes, friends. Wish we could get all the lonely people in one place and just have one big ducking party. I don't wanna exist either. Like, I don't want to kill myself, but I just want to curl up into a ball and just stop existing. Just disappear. I was on a local game show and the answers to the questions were written in the back of the card. I could read every answer. Easy dub, boys. Don't know how I'm going to survive now without stepdad. Died Saturday. Things just hurt so much. It will get better, but take your time. I felt the same when my mother died, but I'm still here. Thanks to everything she taught me. Even after death, the people you love stay with you. I wish you lots of strength. My mother's last words, as she lay dying in our house, were, "I'm scared. This has ducked me up. Bad, and I can't tell anyone I know because I don't want to duck them up too." I understand it if you don't want to answer this. But what happened? It was a normal night. We said goodnight and I went off to bed. 5 minutes later I heard her scream help. I ran downstairs. She said she couldn't breathe. I thought she was having panic attack, but called for the ambulance. Next thing I know, she said that. Then she's turning purple. Then the noise and boom. Gone. Turned out she had a pulmonary embolism. 20 minutes start to finish, and I still have flashbacks. Can't hear those words without an anxiety attack, and had nightmares every night for a year afterwards. Since my divorce, I don't really want a relationship. I date some, and keep it casual, and had one actual girlfriend for 3 months, and it was pure hell. My family doesn't get it, but I really like doing the dad and kids thing. I went to counseling in case it was some carryover issues from my marriage, but it seems I just like being on my own. I'm scared that won't change long term. I don't want to end up alone after my kids grow out of the home. but I just can't get on board to doing the relationship bit and don't see that changing anytime soon. Think of it this way, you don't have to conform to the norm. If you're happy by yourself, then be by yourself. If eventually you decide you want to be with other people, be. I created multiple accounts on Reddit to upvote my husband's writing and r/writing prompts to motivate him to continue to write. This is the most wholesome comment in this thread. Thank you. I do feel a little scummy when I log into the free accounts because I don't like lying to him, but I think he needs the motivation to continue. I have no motivation to do anything. I do the same thing every day, so I get bored. But then I can't be bothered to start doing something productive. Struggled with same thing for years. Finally did talk about it, and they found out I have depression. Now I'm working on myself. And I'm already more productive most of the times. Don't only talk to online strangers about it, but IRL. It's a negative loop that's hard to break. Can you have depression just due to the motivation issue without any emotional issues? I don't feel sad usually, but am so unmotivated. I also have ADHD, which sometimes ties into depression, but I never thought I had it. I've got PTSD from when my mom choked the shit out of me at age 7. I thought I deserved it. You didn't. Hope you're okay. Many years back my childhood cat got dementia. Some days he was perfectly fine, other days he stood in corners and peed himself all day cause he didn't know where he was or how to get out of the corner. After a while we gave up on hoping he'd get better, and the day we scheduled the appointment he had a good day and my mother couldn't bear bringing him to the vet, so she asked me. I drove him to the vet close by and the doctor didn't care about our cat. He had to inject more of whatever they use 6 times, and halfway through the cat started twitching and struggling. It took ages until it was all over and I couldn't drive home afterwards. When I came home I pretended everything was fine and have never told anyone because it would break my family's heart even more. I've cut off all ties with family and friends to be alone for the rest of my life. I've honestly been the happiest I've ever been in my whole life. If you aren't happy with them in your life, then they shouldn't be in your life. Yeah, so I left my kid at the McDonald's. That I'm afraid to get married because I don't have many friends that would come to the wedding. This is why I'm waiting as well. My so would have so many friends there and I would have a maximum of 2. Just ensure that there is not groom seating on one side of the church and bride seating on the other, and then nobody knows. Or have a wedding at the Justice of the Peace/courthouse. I do kegels whenever I'm waiting at a stoplight. That's not that embarrassing, dude. It's not that it's embarrassing, but I don't tell anyone I know IRL because I don't want them to think about my pussy every time we are driving together and hit a red light. I'm 30 and still a virgin. I met my partner around Christmas time. He's 32 and I'm 28. He was a virgin. We dated for 4 months before we had sex because I have a habit of unhealthy sexual relationships. He didn't pressure me and that's truly changed how I've perceived relationships. I know that he won't cheat on me. Plus I get to teach him all the things that I enjoy and he isn't coming with too many bad practices. It's gonna be 8. Still stupidly in love with my ex. Heart still jumps when I hear her name. Barbara. Manatee. I'm afraid I don't know how to get excited about stuff anymore. I can't really tell my friends or family. My friends know me as a perpetually happy girl. All smiles and jokes. Always there for them when they need support. My family are nice, but will just not be able to help. Nothing is bringing me joy anymore. And I feel like I'm steadily losing touch with the world around me. I try to pursue my hobbies, and I just feel nothing from them anymore. Nothing grabs me and enthralls me with passion anymore. I don't get excited to game, to read, to lockpick, or even to get out of bed. I just don't feel any point in any of it anymore. And there's no one to tell and nothing to really do about it. That is the definition of depression. Talk to a professional. I'm seeing a counselor. When I was 17 I was hit by a car and sometimes I wish it had done visible damage. Broken something or anything really. I was hit side on at 30 miles per hour. I flipped over the bonnet and smacked my head on a metal railing before hitting the ground. At the time they just glued my head back together. Had a quick glimpse under my shirt and said I had just bruised my spine. The next year I was still in pain and the doctor sent me to physio, who told me that I have a tilted pelvis. Multiple doctors, physio people and a chiropractor all agree that it is tilted as proven by one leg being longer than the other, plus it's noticeable if I stand up straight. My problem now is that whenever I go to the doctors I'm told I'm too young to be near constant pain, or I'm too young for it to be an actual problem. I once was told that my pain is my own fault because I don't swim 6 times a week. If that car had put me in a wheelchair I'd still be in pain, and it would be awful, but I'd actually get help. As a kid, I blew up my hearing aid in the microwave trying to dry it when it got wet. OMG, I'm so sorry about the experience, but at the same time this made me laugh so much. I learned so much about microwaves that day. Hiding the evidence from my stressed out working single mum was the real challenge. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.